Let's get to real estate, though. As the traditional retail market faces a slowdown, how is this affecting the commercial real estate market? Joining us now, Shoshana Winter, Into Managing Director. Into is a real estate investment management company that provides retail investors access to commercial-grade real estate investments, things like shopping malls, maybe, for example.
Could be.
And so what kinds of opportunities are there now that we have seen all of this sort of remaking in retail? I remember, a few years ago, there were lots of stories about empty big boxes, creative uses, mini apartments, I think, in one place in Rhode Island, or gyms in some of these big empty spaces. What are we seeing?
So I think we're right in the middle of a transformation. We know that retail has been dramatically disrupted. That's not news. And I think that we have not yet seen sort of where it's going to go. I think we're seeing a lot of experimentation, some of the examples you gave. But I think in general, the sector in many places is doing quite well. I was just watching outside that Zara shares going up. There are retailers that are taking advantage of today's new consumer and delivering great experiences, both physical and on the e-commerce side. But what that means for real estate is retail as a sector, one sector of commercial real estate, is a little bit trickier for the investor. And so I think broadly speaking, commercial real estate is quite healthy. But for example, we don't really focus on retail because of that volatility.
But your platform, if I had minimum $25,000, and I wish I did, I could come in and aggregate those funds with other smaller investors to take part in investing in this kind of real estate?
That's exactly correct. I think the only difference is we tend to focus on less sexy properties than big skyscrapers and retail stores. Right. So what people don't want to really know is that commercial real estate, the real opportunity are in smaller geographies across the country that are emerging, where there's a real demand for housing. And it's usually income generating properties like senior living or apartment buildings or student housing. So you look at an emerging market like Kerrville, Texas, for example, which is right outside of Austin. And there's a huge amount of demand for younger folks coming in and wanting to live there.
Are you financing these projects with this as seed money? Or I think Arbor Crowd is doing something where they get the down payment, but then they do traditional loan.
Right. So we're part of a category. There are other players in the category. Our focus right now is we are responsible for raising the equity portion of the deal. And we do that through a collection of investors that come in, as you said, for as little as $25,000, which for many people until now was much lower than what one would think. That if you want to be a real estate mogul, you have to put in $5 million, you have to know a guy, etc. And today, an individual retail investor who, let's say, wants to take some money out of their IRA and have it perform a little bit higher than they're seeing every year, could go and take a chunk and put it into a commercial real estate property and in 3 years see double-digit returns.
Who are the developers on this platform? And let's say I'm a small real estate developer and I want to go to your platform to raise money for my project. What does that dynamic look like?
My business development team is going to be super excited that you answered that question. You can go to our site, and there is a section of the site completely devoted to individuals like yourself who want to, fund a deal. We have a group of people that go out and vet. We've seen over 5,000 deals in the time we've been in business, and we have only done, I think it's 53 offerings. So what we do, we're very rigorous about who we work with and with the terms of the deal, because it's all about the return for the investor. So not everybody is going to fit the criteria or the methodology, but, if you are a developer, we would love to hear from you.
All right, Shoshana, we got to leave it there. Thank you so much. Shoshana Winter is Into Managing Director. Thank you.
Thank you so much.